another live video real quick, y'all. So, yeah, so we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna get into it as promised. Whew, y'all, he'll look a hot mess. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna let a few people join the room. Hey Donzel, how you doing? All right, I'm trying to find the live on the TV so that I can see y'all comments. Thank you. That's not the live right there. Okay, here we go. It should say, if I go, oops, no. I'm trying to find, oh, here we go down here. All right, let's see if I can find it live. Maybe it'll pop it up in a minute. Right now, I don't see it on the TV. So we're going to give it a few seconds, but it should. It should. But, okay, so what we're going to do is I put a post up yesterday. Let me go ahead and turn the, it was pretty good. I can't complain, even though I worked, but it was pretty good. It's just Thanksgiving be like another day. All right, I'm gonna bring y'all in some. It might be too much. Let me go back. Hopefully this live is gonna show up on the TV so I can see. That's just like the past live streams. Why can't I see? Hold on. Hold on a minute. It's not showing it on the TV yet. Maybe it'll come up as we're doing it. Hey. All right, so here we go. So I took the liberty. I already cut out these panel pieces. I have put my label on. Ooh, look at that, y'all. Green sweet potatoes, corn on the cob, and cranberry, turkey and cranberry sauce. Okay. That sounds good. I think, let me see. We had macaroni cheese, turkey wings fried, and collards and rice and deviled eggs. That's what we had. All right, and then I have put a piece of tape over my label on the back. Now this one right here has not been fused, so I'm going to go ahead and turn the iron on. So, Donzel, see if you can share the live out for me, please. Please and thank you. So I'm gonna let the heating pad, not the heating, iron heat up so that I can press this. But what we're going to do is spray the piece of foam with just some basin spray. Okay, nothing, you know, nothing too ridiculous. Let me see. I gotta see which piece I like better. Which technically they're both the same. I don't know, but for some reason I like it this way. So we're just gonna go with that. Okay. So I'm just gonna lightly spray this. Y'all, it shouldn't take us too long to sew up 2 of these. Not too long. Okay. And so then we end up with it like this. And we're gonna let it dry. Okay. And then I'm just gonna tap it lightly with the heat. Okay. So there's that. All right. And it really is, you know, it's fusible. but I like just using that basting spray. Hey everybody, welcome in. Okay, so this is our front panel, okay, and then this one will be our back panel. This is what our interior is going to look like. We are going to use brown number 5 zipper tape with antique bronze right there, antique bronze. And then we have a what do you call it? This little guy right here. We're gonna put this on the side, okay? All right. So the only thing that we are going to need to make, and I think I took a piece out already. At least I hope I did. If I didn't, it's right here beside me, which no big deal. And I don't see it, so we're gonna grab a piece from our roll, okay? And what we're going to do is we're just going to simply take our scissors, and I'm just gonna cut off a piece like this, and then I'm gonna even it up, okay? So that's what we're gonna do with that part. And I'm just gonna take this and put it back over here where it go, so that it doesn't get messed up. First of all, let me bring y'all over here to this table a little bit first. All right, give me just a second. Sorry. All right, hopefully y'all don't whatchamacallit, get sick. Okay, so as I stated, we have our zipper tape right here. So all I'm gonna do is open up this zipper tape, and we're gonna measure out our zipper. I always cut the zipper a little bit longer than is needed, because at the end of the day, I don't know, it just works out a little bit better, okay? For me, anyway. I can't speak for everybody, but it works a little better for me. All right, so all I'm gonna do is, first off, let's see if it's, I don't know, it probably don't. I don't know. Nope, I still don't see it live yet on TV, so I don't know. Oh well, we'll figure that part out later. So I'm just going to grab a panel, and this is how you do this. Now this is a little bit darker brown, but I think it'll, let me see. No, we're gonna go with it. We're gonna go with it. It's a little bit lighter, but I think it'll be fine. It's gonna have to be, because that's what I'm putting on here. Okay? And then I'm just cut the zipper off like so. Okay? And I'm not gonna put that zipper back up quite yet, because we're going to need it again in a minute. So what we're going to do while we're over here at this table. Hey, Miss Valerie, how are you? All right, so while we're over here at this table, I'm just going to leave that like so, and I'm going to move this out of the way. Now, I have a piece of denim, okay? Remember I said on the post we were going to make 2 of these. So I already have my foam cut out. So all I'm going to do now is find this particular pattern piece. That is the foam at this is 70%. And okay, boom, here we go. Sorry, y'all, didn't mean to rock the camera. When you print pattern pieces at different sizes, make sure that you keep up with them. So our foam pieces, I have already taken the liberty and I have cut them for us. So this is our main panel. So what I'm going to do first things first is I'm going to kind of iron this denim just a little bit. This is denim from some pants. You can, buy denim, or, you can find you some old jeans or whatever, but I mean, all of the denim ends up being the same way. You good? You haven't been in the YouTube streets in a minute? I know. So it is, the end result will look, let me see if I can get y'all back. Whoops. Hold on. Let me see. Can you see that? Hold on. Oh, I got the camera in far. That's what it is, I think. So the end result, it's like a little, kind of like a little wristlet type deal. It's called the 𝐂𝐓𝐇 wristlet pattern. Oh, you can see it. Okay, cool. It looked different for me because I'm on the phone. All right, so I have that first part mapped out. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this over, okay? And the reason I'm turning it over is because I draw using a regular pen. It just works better for me. Versus trying to use like erasable markers and things of that nature. So I'm just going to hold this and I'm going to trace this. Okay. And trace this pattern piece all the way around. And Lord. All right. Okay. Looks like I did okay on that one. And we're going to cut 2 of these out. 2 of our interior. And then we are going to make my chalk. I think I packed it up because we're getting ready to move, and I think I packed that chalk up already. But no, not really. I still really don't like chalk. If I have a choice of a pen, or of an ink pen or chalk, I'm gonna go with the ink pen every time. Especially if it's something like this in the end where it's not gonna be seen. You can bet your bottom dollar. All right, y'all. So all I'm doing is following that line that I drew. And God forbid, hopefully I can follow. I've been doing a lot better with sewing, because I know like a lot of times you can come on live, or you can do a video and people don't watch it, like all the way through. I think that it's just human nature. The attention span is just short. So anywho, I have just learned that those that want to watch it all the way through, they're gonna watch it all the way through, and those that don't, they're not, right? So I found that when I slowed down and took my time, my sewing comes out great, right? Versus worrying about how many people actually stand to watch it, or all of those things. So I say all that to say, when you go to sew, take your time, okay? All right, so we have our first one cut out, and I'm just going to throw that over there. And then I'm going to just iron over it again, okay? Iron over it again. Now, while I'm here, I have this, right, you cannot rush sewing. That's the God's honest truth. So I have this little patch, and I'm just going to use this denim, and I'm going to iron that on. And another thing too with sewing, like your colors don't have to like be exact, but long as they're in that same family, usually they blend well and you're not gonna have a problem. But yes, definitely sewing, baby, you cannot, honey, Ooh. Let's see, maybe I need to flip it over and try it this way. Without that denim probably too thick. So I'm just gonna turn it over this way, iron it from the back, and see can we get it to stick. Okay. Hopefully it's gonna place there. Okay. So yep. Ooh. I got that on a little off center. But it'll be fine. I should have brought it over some more. But anywho, so we're gonna repeat the process with our phone. I'm just gonna turn around from the camera and face it down like at the floor and all that other good stuff, so we don't get this anywhere that we don't want it. All right, so you have your piece, and you'll notice that this is smaller because it is out of the seam allowance, and that's how we want it to be. I'm trying to just line it up, y'all. Okay, boom. So we got it, and I just want to move it up a little bit. Okay, there we go. So that foam is out of our seam allowance. Hey, 290. I'm alive and living well everywhere and not sick and shut in. Amen. Amen. Thank you, Donzel. Okay, so that's our first panel, okay? And we're going to set that aside. We're going to repeat that process. We're just going to iron our denim, okay? I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to iron it again. Okay, and we're gonna we're gonna grab our pen and our main panel. Okay, so this will be the last main panel that we cut. We just have to cut our interior because this is our exterior. The denim will be. Now you can make this out of vinyl. You can make this out of denim. You can make this out of probably, what is it called, bonded nylon, I think. So you can pretty much get away with making this out of, you can make it out of all cotton. Okay, now Toby 𝐂𝐒𝐓, which whose pattern this is, she does it a totally different way. I like this way and I like her way, but I found that at the 70% it looks it's more, it becomes more of a pouch type deal, and I like that. And this, at the 70%, comes to us by the way of Heather Angela and my sweet friend. It is Miss Valerie, it sure is. So this at 70%, and the way that I'm doing it some way all comes from her. So thank you, Heather. And these that I'm making, these will be going to the market, and I will have 2 extra that I will put on my website. Thank you, that I'll put on my website. So if anybody is interested in them, you can also purchase them as well. Okay. All right. So, and I'll leave this pattern in the description box below. It is a free pattern if you do it the way Toby 𝐂𝐒𝐓 has done it. Okay. All right. So this one, we will not have anything on the back. Okay. We won't have anything on the back. I'm just gonna kind of lay this like so. Put this tape on it for a moment to kind of hold it down while I spray this. Okay. Now we're gonna go ahead and again we're going to line this up. Okay, like so. Those are our 2-panel pieces for the smaller version. And I'm gonna go ahead while we're here, and I'm going to use a piece of this denim as well for do I want to use this denim or do I want to use a gate ring? Actually, I'm gonna use, well, I still have to have this, so I'm gonna use a gate ring. I'm gonna use this darker one, right here. Okay, I think that'll be okay. And I don't think we need our iron anymore, so I'm gonna just go ahead and cut it off. All right, so I'm just cutting this off, and I'm gonna cut this denim in half. Okay, Miss Valerie, you do too. Hey, Miss JV, how are you? You be safe at work, Miss Valerie. All right, so what I'm going to do right here, y'all, is I'm gonna put a little piece of stabilizer, little piece of foam, I think. Not foam. I don't know. Let's see. I have a piece of foam right here. Let's see what this foam will do for us. I probably should put, because this can be, okay, yeah, this will be fine. I'm just gonna put a little piece of foam down it. Let me grab my, I don't know where my 1/8 of an inch double-sided tape is, but I'm just gonna cut a piece off my tape dispenser. It's probably a little bigger than the 1/8, but I'm just gonna lay that center. All right, and then we're gonna fold this over like so, okay? And then we're gonna stitch down both ends, okay? So that's gonna be one tab. So I'm just gonna move it over here, and then I'm gonna go ahead while we're here. Look, while we're here and do our other tab, okay? Now I'm gonna try and even this up to the best of my ability, okay? And then we're just gonna move this over here, and this one is sturdy enough that it doesn't need a piece of foam. So but I think I'm gonna add a piece just because I want to see, just because I want to see how it's going to, pop out that foam. So I'm just gonna add a piece of foam. This is why you always save your scraps, y'all. This is why you always save your scraps, because you never know when you're gonna say at the last minute, hey, I think I'm gonna try XYZ. So save those scraps. Yeah, I think this one will work better. And I don't necessarily like want it to go all the way down here. Okay, I'm glad all is well, Miss JV. And I'm just gonna lay this again down like so. And when we do it, we're going to just kind of line it up and we're gonna stitch down both sides. So that's our other tab. Oh, we're not done with our iron, y'all. Sorry. So let me turn our iron back on. And we're gonna use this same interior because I think it matches well. Hold on, let me cut off a piece of it and then I'll show you guys. Okay. Let me cut off a piece. And I'm just probably going to cut down because I know I don't need much. And, okay. So, and I'm going to keep it on that side for a second and then I will show you guys once I draw on the fabric. And yes, I know that you can use like, you know, erasable markers, chalk, all of the things. I don't know, I just really like drawing on the back of it because you're not gonna see it. I don't have to worry about my lines disappearing. So I guess that's really why I use it, because I don't have to worry about the lines disappearing. Okay. All right, so here we go. So I'm just gonna grab our piece at 70%, and I'm going to just kind of trace around here. Okay. All I'm doing is tracing this pattern piece. Okay. Okay. Now, let me grab a few clips because I don't want this to move on me, because I'm just gonna cut. I only drew the line once, and I'm gonna try and get both of my pieces out of here. Okay, in one go. That's the goal. So when you're learning to sew, you want to become efficient, and whatever is going to be accurate but take the least amount of time, because sometimes certain things you sew can take you hours, right? Or days, to the point where you have to sew a bit and come back to it. So just take your time. It can't be rushed. I'm learning that because I wasted a good bit of material doing that. So I no longer will be rushing. But it's also, if you can, I mean, some people like to watch the cut and some people just like to watch the sew. So we'll have a mixture of videos up with me cutting and me sewing. I know I will be making the shar. I will be making at least 2 of those for the craft fair. Well, actually, I'll probably make 3. 2 will go to the craft fair. Nope, actually 4. Sorry, I forgot my numbers. Yeah, 4. So I'm gonna make myself one. And we will have 2 that will go to the craft fair, and then we'll have 1 on my website. And if you're like me, don't forget to take your clips off, and you know, later on you find them in your trash can. Yep, that's me. Okay, so I now have all of our pieces, and if anybody wants to know what I was putting on it, even though the foam is fusible, this basting spray is what I use. You can get it from Walmart, Hobby Lobby, anywhere. Okay. All right. So this is what our fabric looks like. Okay, and we're just gonna give it a quick press. Give it a quick press, and then we're going to put it right here, and then we're gonna measure out our zipper as well. And again, this is just number 5 zipper tape. As you can see, it is huge, and I cut bigger than is needed, and that just helps me. Okay, so if you're one that can cut your zipper to the T and it come out fine, girl, do you. Okay. All right, so I'm going to first of all figure out where I put the here it is, the lighter, because whenever you cut zipper tape, okay, whenever you cut zipper tape, you want to give it a little flame. Okay, give it a little flame, and just like so. All right, so what I want to do from here is I'm going to put our zipper pull on from the right hand side. Okay, from the right hand side. So I'm just going to open this a little bit. And okay. And let's see, I think this might need to go a little bit further. And I'm just going to push down. Let's get this out of the way. And push down, and hopefully. So, oh, okay, there you go. I felt the little click. Some people say they can hear it. I don't hear it. I just feel it. Okay. So there we have that. That zipper feel like it's stuck a little bit. Let's retry that a little bit more. And I probably will even it up. So if it ever, just doesn't open smoothly like it should, just take it off and redo it again. It's worth that extra effort and time, because you don't want, there we go. Okay, you don't want a jacked up zipper. Okay, boom. So we got that one. Let's grab one more zipper pull. Yeah, I'm gonna turn this TV off. I was trying to see if it was gonna show me live, but I guess it didn't want to, or whatever. But anywho, so I'm just getting in. Also, with your zipper tape, you're gonna get a bunch of zipper pulls as well. Okay. All right. So again, oh yeah, we're gonna just cut a little bit off, and we're going to torch that again, and we're just gonna make it even on this side. Okay, and we're gonna torch it again. All right, so let's go ahead, moving right along, do our second zipper. You probably could do this with the zipper off in the, initially. However, if you're like me, sometimes I forget to put the zipper on, okay? So yeah, I'll just go ahead and put the zipper on now, because The worst thing you want to do is finish your project. You've sewn everything together. You've cut everything. And boom, you don't have a zipper. So then you have what? Wasted material, time, all of the things. So yeah, I do it now so I can not forget it. Okay. Yay. All right. So this will be our material for this one. I have the little shindig right there. And then I have everything else over here at the table for the first one. So let's go back to the table. I mean to the sewing machine. To the table. Oh, y'all can't see that. Sorry guys. All right. Here we go. Y'all ready to sew? All right, so remember the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and just kind of line this up over that foam because we don't want to see the foam. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a clip in the middle as soon as I get it to line up. And again, the object is to not see the foam. I may have to put a piece of, a piece of double-sided tape. So let me see. Oh, here it is. I'm like, y'all, I know this tape was up here. Okay, so I'm just gonna take a piece of double-sided tape and just kind of put it across the top so that it will lay flat. Okay, and you don't have to have it, you know, all the way down. You just want it enough. But surprisingly, guess what? Surprise! This made it all the way down. No big deal. And boom. Oh, and even the tape came off. Oh, accurate and stuff. Okay, T, I see you, girl. All right. And then we're just going to line that up just like so. And then I'm going to clip it. Okay. And then we're going to sew all the way down. I'm going to put another clip because remember, the object is not to see that foam in the middle, even though it'll be a raw edge, but and it's going to be on the inside, but you know, I'm just trying to hone in on these skills a little bit better. Okay. All right. So the next thing that we will do after we stitch this down is we'll go ahead and attach our little, what you call it right here that we're sewing currently. Our D-ring connector. Okay. Now I will be I need this to stay tight as possible because I don't want it to move and then it becomes all wide. You don't want that. So if you have to use, you know, 13 clips, use 13 clips because you don't want that to move. Okay. All right, here we go. The machine that we're using today is my not my Juki. We are using my 𝐕𝑉𝑜r. Let me get my machines correct. I do have the Juki and I do have this 𝐕𝑉𝑜r, okay? And both of those are industrial machines. I guess that'll be good enough. And I am back stitching at the beginning and the end. And guess what I did? Just broke a clip. Sure did. Just broke a clip. Hopefully this foam and this tape will play fair. And nope, it doesn't like that. Alright, hold on, y'all. Oh, my clip is under there. Ah, duh. And we got some. Y'all see how much how the thread. Ah! I don't know how the thread got all down in there like that. Ooh. Ooh, hold on, y'all. We got a thread problem going on here. All I'm gonna do is cut that off. Let me just make sure this machine is threaded correctly again. Ooh, that is bad. See, we ended up with a bird's nest right there. I'm just taking all that down. Huh. Let me look at this again, but I'm pretty sure. Okay. Oh, you know, it's not threaded correctly. Okay. And you don't want to take your thread out like you see me doing either. Don't do that. Okay, so it's good up until here. So you want to come down. And then you want to pull everything through. And do I want to go up or down? Let me see. Okay, there we go. Girl, had this machine acting up, honey. There we go. Make sure you thread it right, baby, because you will have the problems that you just saw. Okay? Alright. I'll check the comments in just a second, y'all. Alright. Boom, boom. And you want to make sure that comes down like that. It's not hard to thread. It's just the remembering all these channels. Okay? And then you're going to go through this eye right here. And then remember, this is a industrial machine, so you're going to thread it left to right, okay? That's why it was dark too, y'all. But I didn't have the light cut on. All right. Well. All right, so now I'm just going to push this back just a little bit because I want to hopefully this thread. Oh, there we go. All right. All right, hopefully we should be back on track. All right, let's try that again. Oh, man. Well, at least it didn't, I can still pull it out a little bit or cut it down. So that works. Because we don't need all of that in there. Moral of the story, thread your machine correctly. All right. Anywho, let's keep going. And hopefully we don't have any more shenanigans. This machine been sounding beautiful. But that will happen if your machine is not threaded right. And hopefully I got it threaded right this time. Okay? All right. Okay. Yes, that's how that should look. Not that mayhem I had the first time. I don't know what was wrong. I had to thread it wrong. That's what it was. Okay. So now that we have that correct, let's sew our other side down, and it'll be fine if you have to if you have to trim any off, because this doesn't need to be really long anyway. And if you can help it, go back in the same line of stitching that you stopped on. Okay. Okay. And now all I'm going to do is turn it, and I'm going to come back down. Okay. Turn it and come back down. All right. And then I'm going to lift this up, and I'm going to repeat. I'm just kind of putting it back in that same spot that I stopped. Okay. Trim that off. I'm definitely going to make this even. Cut all of your loose threads, long threads, threads, all of the threads. Okay. That lighter is going to be key. Okay. Woo! Baby, I hit them fingers with that torch just now. That didn't feel too good. Okay. So I'm just gonna kind of cut these edges like so. It'll just give it a little better shape. And you don't want these what I'm trying to say. Oh, you don't want those ends in your machine. So make sure that you are paying close attention. I think I'm gonna run one more line of stitching right here, just because I think it'll help it look better. Back stitch at the beginning and the end, and go all the way down and back stitch. Okay. Cut those threads off. Hit it with the torch. We're not worried about what that back looks like because we're not going to see that anyway in the end result. Okay. So we're just going to cut the thread. All right. I think what I learned from that also is don't use that foam in the middle. But overall, I think that looks okay. It's only going to go in the on the side anyway. Okay, so if you have your bag tag on the right hand side, like I do, okay, you're going to want to put your little connector type deal that we just made. You want to make sure this side looks better. Okay, so this side looks better, so we're going to put this side up, and then we're going to bring this down like right in the curve right here, okay? And you're going to stitch this on, okay? And just kind of make sure that it's even. I got a piece of foam right there. Okay, and I'm going to pull both of my threads out. I'm going to go in a line of stitching that I have already done. Okay, drop my needle, drop my presser foot, back stitch at the beginning and the end, go back again. Okay, and now we have this stitched on. Now it is long, and you won't see this in the end because those will be getting trimmed down. Okay, so this is what we have. Remember this, you won't see this end because it'll be trimmed down. Okay, and in fact, I think I'm gonna go ahead and trim it now. Yep. All right. Yep. That'll hold. That'll be fine. Okay, cool beans. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we have the right zipper. Okay, yeah, we got the right zipper. Okay, and we're gonna have this zipper face down. I'm gonna open this in the middle. You're gonna have this face down, like so. Clip it. Make sure you clip it real good. And remember, we know we're gonna have overhang because we cut our zipper longer than we need it. That's okay. Now, you can baste in here if you want. You can go ahead and baste your zipper, but I'm trying to do this at one time. So what we're going to want to do is make sure that these are lining up with the side. And then you're just going to add your lining right on in, okay? Add your lining right on in with that zipper, okay? And everything appears to be lining up correctly. So that means we did pretty good on our cutting. You may or may not need 1,102 clips, but I don't want anything to move, and I didn't use tape. I really don't want to use double-sided tape. And to give me extra security at the bottom, I always put a clip in the middle and on both sides. Okay? Now that may be overkill, but hey, you do what you have to do to work for you. Okay? Now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to first of all, I'm gonna make sure. Okay, yeah, that definitely lines up, but let's put a clip there. All right, here we go. So You can sew this at whatever seam allowance you want to. I'm gonna sew this at 1/4. I'm gonna sew this at 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. Okay. I'm gonna sew this at 1/4. I am going to back stitch at the beginning and the end. Okay. And we're just gonna take our time. And we're gonna walk across. Here's our zipper pull. Okay. Not bad. Okay. All right. Cut your threads. Top and the bottom. And if you want to, you can pull those threads through, but sometimes that's just extra work. Okay. And I'm not really for all the extra. Okay. So now we're going to turn this over. And we're just going to match everything up, roll it over, fold it down. Okay. Again, I'm going to clip my bottom. Okay. It's almost like covering the baby's bottom because, you know, it needs to be covered in my case. Okay. All right. Now we are going to top stitch at 1/8 of an inch. Okay. And I'm going to do my best, y'all, to, and you just want to kind of pull away, making sure. Oh man, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful top stitching. And as you're sewing and learning to sew, you will understand, you know, when you make mistakes and when something actually looks good. And oh, y'all, it's been a journey to get here, but if you practice and you stay with it, girl, listen. Y'all look at that top stitching. That looks pretty daggone good. Okay, so we are going to repeat. Okay. We're going to repeat that same scenario. And you want to make sure okay. You want to make sure that you are lining up this edge with this edge, okay? So that lines up there. Jesus. All right. Keep it even. You just want it lined up with that bottom one, but all while keeping it even, okay? And you're going to take your lining side, right sides together. Again, you're lining it up. Okay, you're lining it up, making sure everything and everybody stays together, okay? Gotta keep everybody married in this zipper sandwich right here, okay? Everybody gotta stay married. We don't want anybody that shouldn't be a part of the party in the party, okay? And that's really all sewing is, y'all. Literally. That's all sewing is. Keeping the folks that don't need to be in the party out of the party, okay? And back at that same 1/4 inch seam allowance, okay? Again, back stitching at the beginning and the end. You're going to watch out for that zipper pull, okay? If you have to reach in there and, you know, muscle it down, then do that. And again, back stitching at the beginning and the end, okay? And we're going to cut our threads, and then we're going to flip it over and top stitch. So as you guys can see, this is a fairly quick and easy sew. I knocked the clip down. And it's really important to get all these threads, okay? Really, really important. All right, so let's go ahead, flip this over, top stitch. I'm going to pull everything down and get it lined up, covered up like it should be. And I know some of the stuff is crazy that I say, like covering the baby's bottom, but that is how, if you're new to sewing, how you will remember like the silly stuff. Yep, you will remember the silly stuff. Okay, so let's go ahead and top stitch this bad boy at 1/8 of an inch. Don't forget to back stitch at the beginning and the end. What do y'all think about this this fabric? Is it pretty cool? And we're at the end again. Back stitching. Wow. And you're eventually gonna get to the point where you're gonna be like, I did that. Alright. Pretty cool. So that's how that top stitching came out. Oops. And let's get rid of our threads. Oh man, we are looking good already. Woohoo. Okay. Yay. All right. So now the next step is you're going to clip your exterior away from your interior. You're going to leave a little hole at the bottom, okay? Whatever, I mean, I'm probably going to leave about 4. I think right here is going to be sufficient enough for me. I think that should be good enough right there. And we're going to clip our exteriors together, just like we just did our interiors. If you don't catch the foam, that's okay. Okay? Anything that doesn't line up in our final product, we are going to clip anyway. So it's going to be fine. Okay? So don't stress too much. If you are still with me, I commend you and thank you for staying with your girl. Okay? Now, right here is going to be very important to make sure that you line up these edges, okay? lining up these edges is what's going to give you a good bag as well. Okay. All right. So here we go. Let's get started. And we're just gonna find a flat edge somewhere like, well, that's kind of on the curve. Let me see. We'll start right here. Girl. And it may be a little thick. Okay. All right. And okay. There you go. And I'm just going to take my time. I am going to back stitch. I'm going to take my time. I'm not going to rush around our curves. Okay. Turn your bag as needed. And this is a little bag, you know, that you can easily turn. I'm knocking all the clips on. Turn into a crossbody. All right, so right here, I'm going to back stitch. Before it, I'm going to back stitch again because I don't want anything to come loose. So I'm going to cut my threads and then we're going to jump on over, making sure everything is even as possible anyway. All right. Okay. And like I said, if something starts to looking like it's not going to line up, hey, it's cool. Don't worry. Okay? Don't worry. I'm going to back stitch at the beginning and the end. And I'm just going to come on around. Okay? And we are looking really, really good. Now, you're going to get ready to go over these zipper teeth right here. That's fine. And you want to go over those zipper teeth, but you just want to do it in a manner where it's really, really, and I'm going to back stitch over that. And I'm just going to keep on coming around. Because now we're sewing our lining. Uh-oh. Did I get off track? I might have gotten off track just a little. Not just, I did. Oh, the phone went through. Okay, hold on. There it is. The phone slid up under my presser foot, which is fine. Just find you a spot where you were and just kind of back stitch. Come on around. If you need to use a screwdriver, okay, if you need to hold it down. And we're going to raise this presser foot. Just going to put that foam up under there. And we're going to keep pressing our way, okay? We're almost back to the point where we can turn it. And what you want to do before you turn your project completely, you want to put your hands in there, and you want to make sure that you've caught everything, because the worst thing you could do is think you're finished, and baby, you end up with half of your bag unstitched. Okay, so just be mindful of that. All right, and here we go. We're gonna just ease over those zipper teeth. I'm gonna back stitch a bit. Okay, now let's see what we got. All right, let's see what we got. And you're gonna get rid of any excess thread. Okay, and how did I get that in there? I don't never know, but okay. So I'm just gonna stick my hand in this opening, and I'm gonna push our zipper. Well, I think I already opened it. Nope, I didn't. So I'm just going to push our zipper open. Don't forget to do that. I mean, you can do it now, but okay, there we go. So I opened up our zipper, and I'm just gonna stick my hand in here, and I'm just gonna make sure that everywhere around I have sewn before I cut the zipper. Okay, and you want to check it in your lining as well, and I have. So you'll want to trim just a little bit, okay? Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. Just kind of trim it around. Do not cut your stitches, okay? All right. And I'm just going to kind of cut some of that off. All right. Now what you're going to do, put your hand in gently, okay? Gently is the key word here. And start pulling or turning, don't pull it, this bag through, okay? And it may fight you a little bit, and that's okay. Just work with it. Okay, just work with it. And then you're gonna make sure that you, oh, wait a minute. Before we get too far, go ahead and cut those zipper ends. And you wanna make sure you put a lighter to it. So let me push this other side back through real quick, because we gotta cut this zipper off, because you do not want that in your end project, okay? And plus, you don't want, you know, as you're using your bag, you don't want it to fray because you didn't, you know, put any fire or fray check or any of that. But fire works best for me, okay? But find what works for you, okay? And all I'm doing is gently turning this, pushing it through, okay? All right. Whew. Girl. And you want a good thick vinyl, but you also want a vinyl that is not going to kill you on the turn and burn, okay? And all I'm doing is pressing out these corners. And wow, that looks really good, okay? Really, really good. I'm just going to push this down here for a minute. So this is what we're looking like, but we still have to... Hey, Precious. Hey, boo. Hey, Small Fry. How y'all? Lori. Hey. Okay, so this is what we're looking like on the inside, right? But, you know, we still have to close up our bottom. Man, if I must say so, y'all, that looks good. Okay? Really, really good. And I'm just still pushing out every corner that I possibly can because I don't want to sew anything up. Oh, man. Do y'all see that? Baby, she cute. Okay? She cute. We did that. All right. So let's open this up. Everybody looks good. And we're just going to push these corners out, okay, in your lining. That is important as well. And you'll see that this is wanting to turn in on itself, okay? It's wanting to turn in naturally on itself. And all I'm going to do is just like this, and I'm just going to clip, okay? I'm just going to clip across. And you don't necessarily have to clip all the way across. You can put a piece of double-sided tape to hold it if you want to, but I don't really feel that, you know, it's necessary, but you can if you want to. All right, baby, let's go. Let's do this, y'all. We got thread every which way, but that's okay. And you do want to back stitch, okay? Back stitch at the beginning and the end, okay? Now I'm stitching over a little bit where I had already sewn, but that's fine. And as close as you can keep it to the edge, the better. Now, it's up to you on your cotton or your lining, especially if you're using cotton. It's up to you if you want to use a stabilizer in it. I did not, and I think it's fine, okay? All right, yep. Here's that. All right. And you can just kind of pull up on that little corner right there, and it'll pop itself right on out. This is super cute. Okay, and you're gonna just press that lining right on down in the corners of the bag, you know, where it goes. And you'll know when you line it up just right because it's just gonna go flush. OMG, y'all. Do y'all see that? Hey Donna, how are you? Welcome in. Hey everybody. If I missed you, I'm sorry. It's because I'm on my phone. But what do y'all think about this? Y'all like that? I probably should. Oh, this is not in the corner. There we go. Just push your lining down, and once you put it in the corner where it goes, so cute. Okay, so let's add our what do we do with them? Oh, here it is. Okay, so I've already made our little cow. Thank y'all. So I've already made our little cow keychain. So sneaking cute, right? All right, now we're just gonna put it in here and voila. Okay, you don't even have to have this clipped on here. You could put a gate ring in here if you wanted to. I mean, you could do a number of different things, but look how cute. Okay, and then this is the version that I did yesterday in black, and it has the checkerboard lining on the inside. Okay, with a white bag tag. Yes, y'all. Y'all want me to sew up the smaller denim one, or y'all want to go, or y'all want me to let y'all go? I have a smaller denim one right here that we can do if y'all want to. If not, I can sew it later. And this one, all I did was I put a what you call these people, a patch. Okay, and then it still has the foam, and we're going to use this lining again, and we're going to have that same zipper tape, and then this is going to go in our little tab right here. Okay, so essentially that's the next one that we're going to do. All right, actually I would have to change the thread out on this one, so yeah, we'll sew. Oh no, I don't. It's brown. I'm good. Okay, I'm good. Okay. All right. So essentially we are going to find our tape again. Where did we put our tape? Oh, right here looking at me. Cute. Okay, so what I did was I have this piece of foam inside of that piece of denim. Okay, I'm just gonna cut off a piece of double-sided tape. It's 1/8 of an inch. All right, and this one probably will go by a little faster than the last one. Okay, and you just want to line that up so that these edges meet. And remember, it's going to be a raw edge on the inside anyway, so, but, you know, cover it as much as you can. Put a clip. And then we're going to just sew down at 1/8 of an inch. And because we're using the brown on the inside, the brown on the patch, I think that'll be fine. Okay, so we're just going to stick to what we have. Okay, now if you can get this at 1/8 of an inch, go for it. Our thread just went bananas and popped out. Okay, it's like you used me 2 days in a row. I know. You don't be getting any attention because I be working. Okay. All right, so here we go. Again, if you can get it at the 1/8, cool. If you can't, that's cool too. But I'm gonna attempt it. I don't know if it's gonna be at 1/8, but we're gonna try. Okay. All right. And you do want to, again, back stitch at the beginning and the end. Okay. I think that brown looks pretty good in there. I don't think it was a bad decision. I don't think it was. Okay. And the reason I put the foam inside, just to give it a little bit of stability. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. I try to keep my threads at the back. I try, but it doesn't always work. And of course, get your good old, lighter. And see, we didn't catch it all the way, but it'll be raw. So it's not gonna matter anyway. So that's what we have. Yay. Okay. Grab our, ooh, this one doesn't have a bag tag. Bag tags are behind me. Let me grab a little bag tag. And you know what? I think for this one, not that one. You know. We're gonna use this one. Little handmade tag. Because oh, here we go. There we go. We got one. We got one that will match. Okay. Might not match 100%, but it'll work. Okay. All right. So get you some double stick tape. And like so. Pull it off. And I'm going to kind of offset it. No, we're going to put it on the right. It's a little close. Nah, this one's going to go on the back. This is our front, but I'm going to put this on the back. Okay. You can kind of put your bag tags wherever you want, but we're going to put this one on the back. Now, these bag tags, we kind of have a love-hate relationship, okay? And just, just take your time with your bag tag, because as you can see that, that one that I first did, oh my God, ugh, it was horrible, but hey, just gonna come back down. Oops. See how I went over a bit? Just a little bit. But I didn't stitch, so we're good. Okay. Alright. Now, on these little threads right here, just cut those. No biggie. And that's what we have. So our tag will be on the back, okay? Our tag will be on the back of this one. And that's okay. Okay. All right, let's go ahead, grab our scissors. Not our scissors, y'all. What is wrong with me? Our zipper scissors, really. Oh, okay. All right, and you just want to line this up. Same way we did the last one. Right sides together, okay? Right sides together. And I don't have a shindig made for this one yet, but if y'all want to see how those are made, I can make it. It doesn't take but 2 or 3 minutes to make those. And in fact, I have the beads right here, so I think we'll make it. And just line this up, okay, with that outside edge. Clip everybody together, okay. And those that should not be in the party, keep them out. But everybody should be involved in this party here, okay? And I am going to still clip around on my bottom because it just gives me, I feel like it may be a mind thing, but I feel like when I clip it at the bottom, everything, you know, stays together. Okay. All right. So here we go. We're going to, am I doing this right? Hold on. No. Hold on, y'all. Nope, nope, no, 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 no. Throw a flag on the play. Don't do that. I was like, that don't look right. And it's not. Okay. First part, it is right. This part is correct. I was going to make the biggest boo-boo. Okay. Now what you want to do is line these up. Okay, yes. All right. Gotta pay attention, because if you don't, you will have a boo-boo, okay? All right, just like that. And here we go. 1/4 inch seam allowance. Let's do it. Back stitching at the beginning and the end. All right, I'm coming near my zipper, so I'm just gonna kind of hold it. I think I'll be fine. Yep, I'll be fine. All right, boom. Okay, and you're gonna flip this over. Top stitch. And here we go. Okay. Y'all, did y'all see my heart stop for a second? I was like, how? And I checked it. But it is correct. Okay. It is correctly mungo. And just make sure you pull as tight as you can. And even if you have to cut some, cut it at the end. Okay? Why are my threads? Alright. Here we go. You want to top stitch at 1/8 of an inch away. Okay? Make sure you back stitch at the beginning and the end. I'm just going to ride that zipper all the way across because I'm not hitting it, so it'll be fine. Back stitch at the beginning and the end. Mercy. I'm gonna top stitch this side as well because I want to see if this is going to give me a tighter lining. And really, the top side, this side is the side that you should top stitch anyway. But like I said, I just want to see if it's going to give me a tighter line by doing it on the front and the back. Okay. So you may say, she didn't do that on the first one. I didn't. I'm trying something. Okay. Oh yeah, that looks good. And all I'm doing is cutting off threads because we don't want. Yeah, y'all. I think that looks pretty daggone good. Okay, moving right along. And do y'all see how fast these sew up? Like, whoa. Okay. If you got a if you have a craft fair show to do, honey, you can bust these down in no time. We just did 2. And as you can see, we are what? And remember, this is key. Making sure that those edges all line up. Before I add this, let's just put this back like it go. And now, and you can also like put bag tags on the inside. You don't always have to have a bag tag on the outside. So keep that in mind as well. You put your bag tags where you want your bag tags to be, okay? And you know, you may like this one. You may decide that it's a better fit for it to be, you know, on your back. So just keep all of that in mind. Oh, sorry. 1/4 inch seam allowance. Let's back this up just a hair. 1/4 inch seam allowance back. Back stitching at the beginning and the end. I have my finger on my zipper. I'm going to miss it, so it will be just fine. back stitching. Okay. All right, cutting those threads off because you don't want to see those in your end project as well. And we all know that denim phrase, but I'm going to hit it with a little bit of torch. So once I cut those, it'll be fine. All right, so now what we're going to do. Oh, we got a top stitch this side. I'm like, wait a minute, where did it go? Okay, so I'm just going to pull this down, line it up in the middle. There we go. Okay, and I'm just going to, yep, I'm going to top stitch the back and the front like we just did. Okay. Back stitching at the beginning and the end. And then we're going to repeat the top stitch on the front. And we're going to put this baby together. Okay. Really good, really good. Okay. Now I'm just going to top stitch the front, or the back rather. I think these are really, really good colors. Okay. Really good colors. And as I was saying earlier, things don't have to be an exact match. They just need to, you know, kind of be in that same family. And there's that. Because this looks better than I thought it would. I mean, I knew it matched or it went together, sort of, kind of. But yeah, okay. So here, this is it, y'all. We getting ready to close her up. Okay, close her up. Ooh, y'all know what? Hold on. That would have been real bad. Okay. That was gonna be real bad. All right, let's go ahead and add our shindig right here. That would have been awful. I just happened to think about it, like, well, where is it? Okay. I'm just gonna drop down in a line of stitching that I'm already in. Okay. Back stitch. Okay. Boom, boom. Easy peasy. Easy, easy peasy. All right. And now we're gonna close it up because we almost had a catastrophe. All right, so let's Now this one, I definitely will have a lot open because this is such a tiny bag. Okay. And remember right here, right below that zipper on each side is going to be key. Now I don't have to cut that tab off quite yet like I did before, but I'm just going to try to ease a clip there. And then we're going to put a clip at the bottom. And let's go ahead and sew this hush puppy up. Okay. And I think we're going to just start. And this is going to be real. I don't recommend really like starting on your zipper piece, but for real, and I'm not a OG by far, but I know that they could do it without that there. All right, I'm gonna back stitch right here because we're gonna have a fairly big opening. Okay. For this guy. Okay. Oh man, come on. All right, here we go. Sorry, I keep knocking the camera, guys. My arm is rock here. Okay. So I'm going to, oh no, that's too far where I want to be. All right. You're going to back stitch right here. And then you're just going to come on around. And when you get to that pivot, like right here, I'd rather just cut it off and pick up on those stitches because we don't need any mishaps, okay? And I'm taking my extra sweet time because these are going to my craft fair, and I just want to make sure that I have everything like it needs to be. And again, I'm trying to get right back in the line of stitching that I was in. Okay. Sometimes it's harder. Okay. All right, we're coming right back over those zipper teeth. We're just going to kind of ease right on over. Hold your phone down. If you need to use like a stiletto or a oh mercy, a stiletto or a screwdriver, do it. Okay. And I'm gonna back stitch because I'm not quite sure where we went off at. And I'm just kind of using my fingers to hold that phone down. Okay. And we're coming right back where we started. over that zipper. So I'm just going to back stitch just like that, okay? Cut our threads. All right, y'all, we're, as soon as we turn this bag and sew our bottom, we're done. And we're gonna, of course, cut some of this excess off. But before we do that, remember, before you cut any excess off, you want to always stick your hand in your bag, right? And open that zipper up as far as it'll go. Stick your little hand in there. Try not to pop any of your stitches. And you want to check everywhere. Okay. All right. That's pretty good. So we're going to go ahead, cut off our zipper and anything that, you know, doesn't match up. We're going to hit that zipper with some fire. And I can tell you right now that right here, Oh, wait a minute. That was going to be real bad right there. Okay. All right. I saw a little patch in the lining that wasn't quite where I wanted it to be. And again, we're just going to cut all of that off. We're going to hit it with, now I like a torch lighter. I'll use a regular lighter, you know, if I have nothing else to use, but I really love the torch lighters. Does it really make a difference? I don't know. I think it does. I think it does. All right, y'all, here we go. Ready for the turn and burn. And we get to see what this one looks like, and then we're done. And I have 2 more for my craft fair. My husband was just almost sure that I wasn't going to have anything done. He was almost sure. Okay. Now, sister girl. All right. I'm going to turn this back out for one quick second. On the bottom here. Yep, there it is. On the bottom. I think when I went around the cut, I cut it. Okay. So right here, we're just going to be real easy. And we're just going to come on across here. All right. I think that should be good. And I'm not going to cut anymore because that's how they got cut. So just be careful. Oh, see here. You see here. Let me pull this close a little bit so I can stitch up here. Oh, y'all, my whole zipper just came off. Oh, no. Oh, no, my whole zipper came off. Let's see if I can get it back on. That one's going to be kind of hard. I don't know that that's going to work, but we're going to try. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. And if I can't, I'm going to cry. I promise you I can cry. Okay, let's push this down. It lines up pretty good, so I might be able to. Losing your zipper is the worst, okay? And mind you, I burned that. Come on. I don't know, y'all. This I might have to work with. This I'm gonna have to work with it off camera. Yup. But this is what our bag will look like. Still super cute. I just gotta get that zipper back on there. And top stitch that bottom. Okay. So that's what we have, y'all. I don't think this denim, I think you probably come off better using fusible fleece, or let me see, I'm gonna try it one more time. Fusible fleece, or like a what's the other one? Fusible fleece, or I might think of it. Oh, I cut it too short. That's what I did when I trimmed it. So yeah, you gotta be careful when you trimming them zippers. Cause baby, I trimmed that. I don't think this gonna work. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Oh. Wait a minute. Let me get this side back in there. Hold on. I get this other side in there. It's in there. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Ooh. Okay. So, but it didn't go down in the side over here, so I'm gonna have to turn it back out. And that's where we might end up with a problem. I don't know. I don't think that one's gonna work. So it is what it is. We'll redo that one. But I don't think I'm gonna do it with the phone. But it would have been cute, y'all. Thank you, Smile Fry. It definitely would have been cute, but y'all get it. Okay? So I'm still gonna save that zipper pull though. So this is what we made. And one dud. Okay. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. Until next time, peace, be blessed, stay crafty. I'm your girl T, and I'm out. Bye, y'all. You're welcome. Bye.